This build is going to be for a single father who recently lost his wife and has to navigate his new life with 2 small kids. The build is going to be decorated as from my experience a man would do it. He's going to have cool parts, but with least effort on father's part as possible. The style of the build is going to be industrial loft, so a lot of steel accents, bricks on the walls, exposed pipes, and as a contrast, a green haven of plants in downstairs greenhouse. I'm going to show you plenty of new tips and tricks for your future builds. And on top of everything, the build is going to be a base game friendly build, so if you are on console with no access to CC or you don't own them in general and you don't want or need other packs, you can enjoy this build without any restrictions or worries. And with that said, let's hop into the build. I've built this build in a North Haven world, which is a perfect world for industrial build. You can see a lot of industrial buildings around, so this one was fitting perfectly there. I've also wanted to have not just rectangle build, but some visual interest on it. I've created a grilling area on the roof and lift-in attics with a glass roof nook. I'm going to make a tutorial about it, so make sure to subscribe that you don't miss on it. I'm also going to open a window on the roof, so make sure to stay for the later parts of the build. But for now, we are going to create a layout for an interior, and as a staple I created a gallery, which is a staple for industrial loft builds, and if you know my builds, it's also a staple for my kind of builds. I also made these huge windows which are coming with the base game, which are perfect for an industrial loft. Usually what I saw with this kind of builds, you have a bathroom on one side, then there is a kitchen right next to it, and then there is an open space of living room. The walls are usually so tall, so this is what I try to achieve, and I was playing a lot with the platforms here to give it more dimension. I've also exposed the bricks on the wall, and now I'm going to decorate the kitchen. We have in the base game this perfect industrial kitchen, so I didn't even have to look into debug or try to do something by myself. I honestly don't know why they created an industrial kit when all this was already in the base game. Let me know in the comments if you find there's something which is worth buying this kit. I've also used these metal chairs and metal lights, and I wanted to have an exposed shelving with some kitchen clutter on it, and no shade to the single fathers, but I was thinking macaroni and the coffee will be exactly what will be on these shelves. Definitely a plasma, which will take majority of a wall space, and I've created a custom railing using a couple of debug items. Unfortunately, they don't have a name, so you have to watch carefully to be able to recreate it on your builds. But it looks so perfect, it was very industrial, and we don't have something like this automatically in the base game. And speaking of what we have and have not in the base game, I created also a custom content furniture with these shelves, where in my head the materials used are wood and the metal, which is typical for this kind of style. I've also created an office space under the stairs, and I put the books under. I never do it, but I liked how it turned out at the end. And now I'm cluttering the shelving, and I was thinking what a man would put there as a display. So down you can see a couple of books just casually laying there. I put there a couple of statues, and honestly the man has 2 kids. So I have no clue when does he have time to dust this. Either he has a professional help or this place is crazy dirty. I've also found a couple of treasures in the gallery, as this metal clock next to the chess table. I don't have it on the video, but you will see it in the final tours. So many beautiful paintings which are fitting with the style perfectly. And as always, I will link down below the creators' names, since they deserve recognition for all the work which they are putting in this, sometimes for free. And now you see me exposing the water pipes, which is typical for this kind of builds, and you can find those pipes in the debug menu. So again, you don't really need a kit to achieve the same feeling and the result as with the industrial loft kit, which has these air pipes up in the ceiling. Now you see me creating a custom-made washing machine. I was thinking a father will definitely have one, and the more automatic furniture he can have, the better. If I could, I would put there also Roomba somewhere that he does not have to vacuum clean really. And in general, if you look at the house, if you look at the bathroom for example, it's functional but it's so not decorated. And slowly I will move upstairs to the bedroom. I know in industrial lofts usually the bedroom is exposed, but I was thinking he's having kids, so he's a handyman and he was able to create the drywall and make a separation for his own room. And the room is going to be dark and very functional, not much decorated. However, I think the style of it would be really nice. Thinking of all the single men I know who are living in their own place, decorated it themselves, it's missing the cohesion. There is this piece of furniture that is massive, then there is another piece of furniture which is industrial, then there is something else completely, and the answer is always, but it's functional. Why should I change it? And this was the energy I wanted to have across the whole house. But now you see me creating my own custom content closet, which you can achieve by using the shelves from the base game, the wardrobes from the base game, and then you have to put the shelves in between to have one color. I'm also putting a mirror behind because somehow for me it looks more fancy and more modern, but it's completely up to you. You can also use whichever colors you want. For a girly build, it can be white, it can be pink, it can be lila. I was actually making a Barbie house where I built a huge massive closet. I can link it down below, so make sure to check it if you are interested how to make really fancy closets. But with that, I will move on to the second part of the build, and honestly I think this is also so something what a man would do. I separated kids' rooms from the main house, so the father actually don't even have to bother being with the kids if they are not around. And plus, I was also thinking, if I would be a kid, I would so like to have this separation, especially as a teenager. I would not have to pass my parents, I will have my own space. So it was a win-win for me in my eyes. I was actually building the house for a father and two kids, a baby and a child. But during playtesting, I realized I don't have any space for a toddler. So what you can do is either change then the bed which I made for the baby to the toddler's bed and keep the room, or change the bed which I made for a child to toddler's bed and use that room for your child if you will have only one. But now you can see me creating a bathroom. I wanted to have a standalone bathtub and I put it on the platform. In reality, you would also have this because you need to have a decline for your water to go away. So this was a very realistic thing to do. And it also gives some kind of visual interest into the build. But there is practical reason behind this decision. And as the next, I'm decorating the kids' rooms. Honestly, these were such a bright rooms for me. I'm usually decorating the boring beige baby's room, and so also the kids' room, and these bold colors which I used here were so out of my comfort zone, but I think they were fitting so perfectly into this build. And that would be, I think, also something as a single father would do, to go into the shop and buy whatever is resonating as a furniture for kids. And as a next, I created a greenhouse downstairs. For me, this father is going to want the best for his kids. It's another thing that he maybe doesn't have a sense of style, but he wants the best for his kids. So he wants to plant the food by himself, or maybe he wants to plant stuff for himself. That's up to you to decide if you will play in this and if you have a special mods installed. Just know that this build gave you options. And we don't really have the backyard with this build, so I decided to place the pool under in between two builds. Like, imagine being here with your kids, splashing, playing with the ball in the hot summer day. I think it's so nice. But now comes the hack I promised, how to create an open ceiling window. So place two gable roofs apart from each other. Put in the middle half gabled roof from one side, half gabled roof from the other side. Take a half gabled roof and place it in between two of them, facing the opposite direction of the one. Prolong just the shingles make it transparent and keep it there. If you won't keep it there during the rainy days, if you have installed the seasons, your sim would want to run inside. If you don't have the seasons, you don't have to worry, you can delete the part which is supposed to be open and have it open all the time. Now I'm slowly finalizing the exterior of this house, but if you were watching carefully, you know that there is at least one room to go, and I will also create an entrance hall which I didn't touch yet. And I will also show you a small trick how to make a seating area in your entrance hall. So place 2 cabinets on both sides. I actually created also a short how to create a mudroom. I can link it down below to check, and it's the similar principle. So place 2 cabinets on both sides, and in the middle place some kind of seating area. You can use the table, you can use the kitchen cabinet, and in the middle take an ottoman, raise it up with key 9, and there you go, a seating area. Similar principle for the mudroom, so make sure to check the link down below. And now we are moving to the last room of the house, and that's an atelier for the father. I was thinking he can be making money with that, or this is his peaceful haven where only he can go, as the baby cannot really climb the stairs. Yes, the child could, and it did while I was also doing the playtesting. But from all the rooms that are there, I think this is the room where the father can exercise, can paint, can just sit in solitude. Maybe I should have given him also a gaming equipment there, but there is one downstairs, so I didn't want to duplicate it, and I also didn't want Sims to be annoying with this. But with that said, we are shortly heading to the tours. It was such a fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. I hope you got inspired. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the notifications every time I post another build. And with that said, have a wonderful day. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye!